Hello, everyone. This is the Concord Athletics Senior Spotlight, the seventh edition for the fall semester. My name is Wes McKinney. Stopping by today is Raheem Williams of the men's cross country and track and field teams. Raheem, so great you could stop by for a little bit today.
Yeah, nice to see you guys.
Yeah, man. So we always like to jump in and talk about the student athlete's journey or recruitment process to Concord. But how's everything going for you this semester?
Everything's going pretty good. Um, been at it for a couple years now, so should have everything together.
Yeah. We'll talk about your career coming up in just a few minutes, but obviously, like I said, want to talk about your recruitment to Concord. You're from nearby Giles County, Pearisburg, Virginia, about 45 minutes, I guess, from campus. So just kind of walk me through your recruitment process with Coach Cox. Was there any other schools involved? I guess your senior of high school.
Yeah, there definitely was. I was talking to a couple different schools, either via email. Some would call. Someone even called during like while I was in class, which was that was funny. But for Coach Cox, that one was it was a little different. Is because I ended up getting I would say a little different just in the fact that my old coach um, used to run for Concord, Jake Muncie,
Mm-hmm.
and my other coach was really good friends with Colin. So obviously there was a lot of support there already. Um, no, the recruitment process honestly was just really really easy for Concord. It was easy for other schools too, but for Concord, I don't know, it was just different. Um, as soon as I met Coach Cox, and he just reminded me so much of Colin, um, which was my old coach, that
Mm-hmm.
like it was just a kind of a no brainer for me. I liked the campus. I thought it was really pretty. One of my friends was actually playing. Well, he hadn't committed yet, but he was also looking at Concord, and I don't know. I just knew. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things.
Yeah, sure thing. I was actually college teammates with Jake. He's just a couple of years younger than I am. You mentioned Colin. That's Jake's dad, Colin Muncie. He had he had actually been friends with Coach Cox for quite some time. So what was you say that Coach Cox reminded you a little bit of Colin. What were the similarities there that you saw between the two?
Honestly, just the love really for the sport at first, and I don't know. Coach Cox is he's a little goofy sometimes. He's funny, and so is Colin. Colin's always cracking jokes about
Mm-hmm.
something. So I don't know. The two just it was just I don't know. Honestly, there's something there. There's a correlation there. Whether it's the running or just the personality. Colin can be a little stern sometimes, but I don't know. The two they just remind me of each other. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no doubt, no doubt. I've known Colin for quite some time, and I can definitely see where there's some similarities between the two. So you get to Concord, and I've asked other athletes this, and you get introduced to your collegiate sport, and there's always kind of a moment when I guess maybe the light bulb goes on that you kind of realize what's happening around you. So did you kind of have that introduction to collegiate running moment, or did you just kind of ease yourself into it? I guess.
Um. So you're talking about like when I like first got here, like my freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely say that I would probably say I definitely eased myself into it. Um. I definitely had a lot to learn. Colin was, always right there beside me. He was like, make sure you get that summer training in. Like these boys are gonna come in ready.
Mm-hmm.
And so, obviously it's scary at the beginning. You want to give it your absolute best, everything you've got, so you can be able to like say like I can keep up with these guys. I definitely said I think I would say I eased into it. There was definitely a large gap between me and number one for sure. But no, I thought everybody on that team is just so supportive. It was an instant family as soon as I got there. I never felt like I needed to, prove myself really at all, to be honest. Um, just being there, I felt like just being there and being on the team and like just being supportive, like everybody respected everybody, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
how fast you were trying to run or who you're trying to beat or whatever. It was very really supportive, and it helped me grow quite a lot. So I would definitely say I eased into it. I didn't feel as much pressure. I would say after camp, like I was just trying to do the best I could, support the team.
Yeah, and I actually had written down that I want to talk about your guys' team chemistry later on, but I now think that's a good time to talk about that. When you get here, Raheem, Concord's on top of the world. You get here the fall of 2017. Mountain Lions had just won 2 straight conference championships, on their way to their 3rd. They're in the fall of 2017. Was that chemistry, that closeness, the team bond? Was that kind of what made you guys so tough there those first couple years you were here, and even now?
I would say most definitely. Um, they were so hard to explain. They were just so together.
Mm-hmm.
Like it honestly was just so easy. Like I really didn't even have to do anything. We already had such great people. Some people who had even grown up close to my area, and I ended up becoming very friendly with along this journey. But I would definitely say, yeah, most definitely the fact everybody was so supportive of each other. Like that's just number one to put there, and the fact that they were so close, there was even like little friendly rivalries going, and that
Mm-hmm.
helped push people to get even faster and faster. Um, I said when I came in, we had what Coach Cox called the Four Horsemen. Um, those four right there, they were just the the whole representation of what friendship, um, friendship and running can be. Um, they were just they pushed each other every single day. They made so much. They had so many accomplishments. It's really. I wish I could be like that, but no. It was definitely really cool to see. It was really fun. Um, yeah, the chemistry was on top.
Yeah, you talk about the Four Horsemen. I'd never heard that before, but that was Justin
Yeah,
Snyder, Jason Weitzel, Michael Runke, and Tyler Cossett, right? Those four?
yes,
Okay.
definitely was.
Okay, I just want to make sure I had my facts straight there. Yeah, so let's talk about you're on this ultra talented team, guys that are all region, the conference championships. The list goes on, but you break out. You have 2 top 25 finishes as a freshman. One at the Concord alumni meet in October, and then earlier in 2017, you finished top 25 at West Virginia Tech. Was that kind of a moment, Raheem, when you kind of realized that, hey, maybe this isn't so tough, and maybe I can really make it here?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's been a couple of different races where I've been like, like maybe I do have a shot to, break out some really, really fast times, some really good goals. Um, Honestly, when I first came in, I had already had some goals in high school that I had wanted to break, and I figured I would focus on those and break them, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coach Cox is probably he's just the best coach for me. He I feel like he knows me better than honestly he knew me better honestly in running than I even knew myself. Um, eh, yeah, no, definitely being able to run fast times and to see how much I've grown since coming out of high school. It's really been amazing. It's definitely been a confidence booster, um, for me in the long run. Being able to practice with such already talented athletes, that was going to strive me to even push myself even harder, and which it has. I definitely say I probably wouldn't have gotten as fast if it wasn't for being able to run day to day with top athletes already.
Mm-hmm.
So
Talk to me here. You finish up the cross country season on a strong note, and then you back it up with a really good freshman track season. You make the MEC championship in the 5,000 meter run. How much confidence did that give you going forward, Raheem, to know that I can be multi-dimensional. I can I had a really good cross country season. Now I've translated that work to the track as well.
it definitely made me feel good. I've always wanted to see myself more as a track runner than a cross runner, but you can do both, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually, pretty cool. Um, the versatility, definitely being able to run different things, is actually what, made me happy. I told coach, I was like, I can run, I can run this, to this, it's a pretty wide spectrum, for myself. I think when I was in high school, I never ran more than a mile on the track, let
Mm-hmm.
alone a 5K. I could barely do that in cross, but no, it's really gratifying to know that I can still run these lower events, but I can still run these higher events, and I can still do pretty decent. Um, Sometimes it's easier just to focus on one, put all your marbles in that, but I don't know. For me, I think it's just the ability to just grow in general and to keep pushing and to see how far I can go. I said that to me is probably best thing about being able to run different events, being able to be versatile in different events, is because you've got a lot more going. I feel you can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, and you take that 5K and you have success in it, but then later on here in your career, sophomore, junior year, you transition back to maybe something that's maybe back towards your comfort zone. You go back to more of the 800 and the 1500 meter run. So you build up all this distance, or all this mileage, I should say, to run the 5K, and then you bring it back down. What was what was the transition like for to go from the 5K all the way back down to the 800?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Um, it wasn't very hard. Like
That
it was actually, yeah, it was actually like it was just like clockwork, like just
sure.
easy. The way that coach trains us, he trains us to be able to endure,
Mhm.
and we do so much strength training. We're just running, we're always grinding, we're always trying to do the best that we can do. And honestly, it was just like, I think it was that week I finally broke 16 in the 5K at Richmond. And
Mhm.
then coach was like, he's like, I'm gonna run you in the 8 and the 15, at Concord next week. And I was like, how about we just do the 8? I said, what do you think? And he's like, I said, you're ready to break? I said, I think you're ready to break too. And I was like, I think so. I said, all right, we're just gonna do the 8. And like, I broke it. I broke too. So like, it was just one of those things. It's one of those moments where I realized, it's all about the process. Really, it's all about training and believing in yourself and what coach has planned for you. Is because I'm telling you right now, like that moment was my high. I can definitely say that. Like I never would have thought I could have broke those were my high school goals. Two of my high school goals back to back, just like that. It
Yeah.
shows that if you commit to the training and just in general, if you give it your best, there's definitely it's waiting there. It's ready for you. I think some people get lost along the way, but like I'm telling you, like it's there. You just got to be willing
Raheem,
to get
I'll
up.
get you out of here on this question. Uh, Me personally, I'm a big fan of local restaurants. I like eating local. I like supporting local businesses, and I know that you work at Brandon's at Pipestem there, just outside the park. So give me the best, in your opinion, give me the best menu item at Brandon's Barbecue in Pipestem.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say barbecue chicken wings. Their barbecue is on par with some of the top barbecues. I love it. Fried food all the way.
Perfect. No, I definitely wanted to squeeze that in there. Like I said, I'm a big local restaurant person. I eat at Brandon's a handful of times a year, so I appreciate the plug for the barbecue wings there at Brandon's. But Raheem, in all seriousness, man, we thank you so much for your time today. And whenever we get to racing again here, we wish you all the best.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wes.